Let's go, drinks on Dusty, let's start the show. Drinks on Dusty, coming in hot, coming in to blow up the spot. The guests be picking, what we be drinking, we don't know what Dusty is thinking. We are here to have a good time, see where the convo may just climb. Sit back, put your drinks up, go on y'all, fill up your cup. Drinks on Dusty, let's go. Come on y'all, start the show. Oh no. Woo! Oh my God, she's here.
Oh, hi. Hey there, baby.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Nervous as shit.
Why?
I did this for you today. I thought it'd be fun, but I was like, I didn't think I was going to get as nervous as I was. I usually kind of always get nervous for it, but with you, it's different. It's different. And I was like, damn it. Yeah, it's a shitty hat, though. It's not a good hat, but
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
You're doing good?
Cheers.
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 Just to even start this off, the amount of times people corrected me, I apparently don't know how to say your last name at all.
It's Korte.
Korte, yeah. I don't think I've ever said that in my life.
What have you been saying?
Joan. I call you Joan. You're Joan.
All right. Oh, that's good.
You're Joan. And I got excited when you told me you were going to be on, and then I posted on my podcast Instagram, and I was like, hey, this is pretty much basically all for Wesleyan people, but what do you have any questions for Joan? She's coming on. We're going to talk. It's going to be awesome. And I'd said Joan Korte, and then I was like, yeah, I don't think I've ever said her last name or know how to pronounce it. And I was like, damn it. But I don't.
Just Joan. Just Joan.
Yeah, just Joan. Just Joan.
I have a couple because I didn't know what to bring.
Well, yeah. Well, all right. Well, you may not listen to my podcast, Joan, but like the point is the guest picks the drink, and then I just drink whatever the guest is. And
I was understanding that when I just was looking this up and saw that Chase and that red wine and Drew was bourbon.
That was horrible. That was not good. That was not good. And nothing about Drew. I can't handle the bourbon straight. And he was like, he knows that. And that's what we did. And it was not good. It was rough for me.
Well, what do you have there? A beer?
Well, so yeah, I've just been pre-gaming with some beer. I did have some of my Coors Light, but I thought you were going to do vodka lemonade. So I have a vodka Arnold Palmer on hand.
There it is. See?
It's in your cup.
It's in my coffee cup. Because the amazing thing about Zoom meetings,
yeah,
you can drink coffee.
You can drink coffee and no one knows what it is.
And
I do it all the time.
No one knows what flavor coffee you have. It's okay.
It doesn't matter. They don't know what's in the coffee cup, what kind of flavor coffee. It might be cookies and cream. It might be salted caramel.
Pink vodka lemonade.
It might be a pink vodka lemonade. All right, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Drinks on Dusty. And I have the most special guest I have ever had on and will ever have on ever, because this is the number one guest when I was sitting in quarantine and I was writing down, all right, Dustin, you're going to start this stupid drinking podcast because what the fuck else are we doing? And yeah, I'm going to have to take the hat off at some point. I was like, I want the number one person I want on is Joan because I love our dynamic. I love our relationship. And if I could get you on, it would tell all Wesleyan people like, Dustin has Joan on his podcast? What? Yeah, that's called success, people. So Joan is a professor at Nebraska Wesleyan University, where I've graduated from. She is an actress, an incredible actress. She is a voice teacher, and she teaches a bunch of theater there. So Joan, welcome to the podcast, Joan.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. How are you feeling? What's up?
What's up? I'm good. You know, it's Friday night. It's 7:00 here, so it's
7:00 there. And we're going wild. You're talking to me on Zoom, like you know how it is. We're having a Zoom date. We are having a Zoom date. We're having a Zoom date. You look gorgeous and incredible and amazing as always.
Stop. I put on makeup for this, and Zoom has this lovely filter.
Wait, Zoom has a filter?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I have like my little webcam camera hooked up to my Zoom because I hate the camera and everything to it. It's great.
I think that the cutoff flannel with the cowboy hat.
So stupid and douchey.
It's pretty damn sexy.
Would you? Oh, okay, all right. Would you believe that? After I finally got this today, and then I put it on, and I was like, "Oh, I love this." I just bought 4 more of them in different colors, like literally before. You definitely. That's like I told somebody that, and they're like, "Yeah, of course I believe that." Your tool bag. I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's fine." Well, hey, what are you gonna do? Joan.
Grand Island.
Grand Island, Nebraska. Pretend to be country boy. Joan, for people who may not know who you are, and I know a lot of this is probably going to be a very Wesleyan centered audience, which I love and don't care, whatever. But I think I do have a few listeners, I think that aren't from Wesleyan.
I love all of your other listeners that I don't know yet.
Yes, you love them. They love you. Can you give them a quick, who are you? What do you do? Who is Joan? Yeah, that's a question.
Oh my God, that is existential, man. I don't know.
I learned well.
Yeah, it's that liberal arts education. There you go. Who is Joan? Joan is an actor who ended up teaching, found out she loved teaching. But if you ask me what my profession is, I'll say actor first, and I teach on the side.
You say actor first. That's always been your thing. You've always said that even when you taught in college. You're like, I'm an actor. I'm an actor. And you love acting. That's that's your life.
I love it. I love telling stories. I love giving people different ways to look at the world, and hopefully we can be a better world because of it.
What is the first time? Is there a specific show or role that you did when you were younger, or an instance, a situation that got you hooked like this? Because you're all about theater. That's who you are. Me, I like to drink beer and watch football games a lot and stuff. But you're a
here and watch football games.
You do. See, you're a jack of all trades. But is there a specific show or role that kind of hooked you in on theater and becoming an actor?
Well, Dustin. May I call you Dustin?
Yeah. Dustino, actually.
Dustino.
No, please don't call me that. Someone called me Dust the other day, and I was like, don't ever give me a nickname unless I have ever had one beer with you. Ever again.
And even then, don't.
And don't. Get out. Was there a certain instance that got you into what is it? I'm very intrigued because you were my professor, my teacher, my mentor. And what is it that got you into starting this whole journey that you've been on in life?
The first role I ever played was in second grade. It was second grade. And the play was The Singing Bear. And Mike Grouse played the bear. And everybody else was a flower. I was the singing teacher.
The singing teacher. All right.
I was not a flower, and I helped the bear, Mike Grouse.
That's so cute.
And so that was the first role I ever played. And then I went to a very small parochial school, a little Lutheran school in Columbus, Nebraska.
Yeah, you're from Columbus, Nebraska.
Yep. And my mom was the music director at church, and so everything was church and singing and little plays, and so I just did it. And then in ninth grade I went to public school, so I went from a class of 9 to a class of 200.
Yep. And public school be like that, right?
Yeah,
let's just shove you in with all these people. Let's put them all in one room. All right, cool, thanks.
And I'm the shyest person on the planet, so
are you really?
Very shocking. And but I started auditioning for choir. Actually, I was a music kid. I was a music kid that did plays and musicals.
Yeah, so music is what kind of got you more into it? It started it anyway?
I would sing. I was in choir. I did musicals.
Beautiful singing voice, by the way, people. Beautiful.
You do have a beautiful singing voice.
I was talking about you. I'm not talking about me.
This podcast. Sing?
No, I haven't. I actually haven't. But I do remember Jack telling us about how you sang in this lovely church hall thing, and it was the most beautiful thing. And I mean, I just know how talented you are. But yeah, you've never sang. I have never heard you sing. I don't know what student is lucky enough to have actually heard you sing, but I just know how talented you are. And I was like, yeah, probably a great singer. Sounds about right.
Cocktails for that to happen. Anyway, so everybody thought I was going to go to college to be a music major. Mm-hmm. And actually I was going to go to TCU in Texas, and study political science because
Really?
I
Why is that?
I wanted to be governor of Nebraska.
What?
I know,
What?
crazy town.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then I got a theater scholarship at Wesleyan, and I thought, well, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, so you graduated from Wesleyan, and then is that? But it wasn't like your first show. Even while you were doing music, you started doing shows like as you were growing up, like when you were in elementary school, middle school, high school,
and then in high school. I was cast in Hello Dolly in my sophomore year in high school. My first play in high school.
Hello Dolly is your first play in high school.
And then I was in every play and musical
that there was.
Yeah.
And you got hooked. And then you went. So did you do BFA?
Major in theater because that's dumb. God, who would do that?
Did your parents say that to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Did. What are you doing? That's like probably a Nebraska thing, right? Very much. I mean, I think anyone from Nebraska, like, yeah, every one of our parents said, that's stupid. Unless your parents may have done it, then you got lucky, I guess. But
yeah, no, not mine. No, my parents were like, Joan, honey, you should be a nurse or a teacher.
You're like, no, I'm going to be an actor.
An actor, and I'm going to be on soap operas.
Is that what you wanted to do? Did you want to do soap operas?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, someone asked me once, they're like, would you ever do a soap opera? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I would do a soap opera. Well, they're not good acting. I'm like, first of all, you're not watching the right stuff or whatever. And two, it's an acting role that's paying me probably pretty good money to be, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'll do it.
It's always changing. You're always growing. You're always doing new stuff. I mean, you get to play your double.
Yeah. Get out of here. I died, but then I came back to life. Get out of here. Let's go. Talk about range. I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
That dream didn't come true.
Hey, it still could. Why wouldn't it?
You're right. Well, because they're really are very limited soap opera opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch soap operas, but I would be in one immediately.
Yeah.
But all right, we're in Wesleyan now, and then you go. Did you do acting, BFA in acting? Is that what you ended up majoring in?
Only BFA.
Only BFA. The only one?
The only one. Everybody else was like education. There was a communication major called interpersonal communication. Actually, I was an ed major. I was a communication major. I was a Spanish major.
Were you a good student in school when you were going through for your BFA and everything?
I was Susie Cream Cheese.
Susie Cream Cheese?
I was, it was the 80s. So I had, the bows at my neck and a bow in my hair, and I had a perm, and I was blonde. You
were blonde?
Oh, yeah.
Have I not seen any of these photos of you being blonde?
Probably not. I hope they're all blonde because I am not blonde.
You're natural brunette, right?
Yeah.
So why'd you dye hair? Did you just because you wanted to?
Yeah.
Might as well. Blondes are free. Blondes are fun.
Right. And yeah. No, my hair is actually, this is my hair.
Beautiful.
But
this podcast is going to be a lot of me flirting with Joan. Let me just be very clear here, and I don't care if it makes any of you comfortable at all. I don't care. Continue.
And I'll flirt back.
Yeah, that's what I can't wait for Joe to listen. He's gonna Dustin, Jesus, my man, what are you gonna do? See pretty girl, flirt with pretty girl. That's just how it is. That's the mindset that Dustin's had. This is what it is. So, all right, we'll fast track. So we get to your senior, and then because I want to get everyone a lowdown on you, because I feel like, I don't know. I didn't know all these stuff. I didn't know. So especially for people that, you've taught so many of my friends and everything, I don't know if they've known your entire story and stuff. So then you're senior, and then what do you do after you graduate? Do you know exactly where you're going? Do you go straight there, or what was your plan after that?
Every good Nebraska girl, especially in my family, is married by the time that they're 22.
Really?
So I got married.
So how many times have you been married? Twice now?
Just twice.
Twice. So you were seeing this guy with college boyfriend?
I suppose. I met him in college. I met him at a summer theater.
Joan is a heartbreaker, everybody. Just a straight up heartbreaker.
No, he wasn't really into me.
But you married him?
Yeah.
So okay, but I understand that because I know a lot of that's the Nebraska people, they just get married. What? Go ahead. Talk.
He'd be into you.
Oh, gotcha.
But that's in the 80s, and that's not cool.
That's not, yeah. So okay. You missed I'm trying to jump over a fence here, and I would like, oh, there's a post here missing that would have connected me to the point there. But yeah, I got you now. All right.
Especially when your family is all like Huskers,
Yeah.
And we were both Lutheran, so it was match made in heaven.
So you did that. That was just the thing that you did. So then you get married, and then
I got divorced.
Okay.
Because that didn't go well.
I mean, hey, but imagine that it didn't go well.
No. But I went to grad school during that time and got my MFA.
So you went to grad school straight out of getting your BFA?
I took a year off.
You took a year off?
Valentino's, yeah.
You worked at Valentino's?
And Pizza Hut. Yeah, I'm a pizza queen.
You're a pizza queen over here. For anyone who don't know what Valentino's is, Valentino's, I'm pretty sure, is a straight just Nebraska thing, right?
Yeah.
Valentino's is the greatest place in the world, and they have the coolest buffet, and their pizza rules. It's awesome, but only people from Nebraska know that. So if you're in Nebraska, go to Valentino's. So you worked at Valentino's, you worked at Pizza Hut, took a year off, and then you got your MFA. And where'd you get your MFA from?
It was a really great program at the time, but it was here in Lincoln. It was at UNL.
Awesome.
Everything I've done of note in my life has been through the back door. I never go through the front door. If it was 500 years ago, I would definitely be a kitchen wench.
Okay.
No, I like to imagine myself a queen, but I'd probably be a kitchen wench.
Okay. When you tell, for people that may not understand that phrasing, so what do you mean by when you come through the back door?
Most people for graduate school go through this big audition process, and I just went and knocked on the guy's door and said, "Hey, can I take some classes with your graduate students?" And he said, "Hey, why don't you take some classes this first semester, and we'll talk in December, and if it works out, great, and if it doesn't, I'm going to tell you to go away." And I said, "That's fair." And at the end of this semester, I had a teaching assistantship, and 3 of my classmates were kicked out, and it went okay.
And then you just went, really slid on in there, which is important. That's like a lot of the things. I think I'm very much like you in that way too. Like the things I've gotten are like not because I went through the 50-hour audition process or whatever it is. It's, I was drinking with somebody at a bar, and then they were like, "Hey, that's cool. What are you doing?" And then you make those connections. Then like, call Dustin in real quick. Who the fuck's Dustin? Oh, the guy I was drinking with at the bar. He actually does this stuff. He's really cool. And that's the only, that's how any of my minor successes have happened.
He's really good looking. So
I don't know. Okay. Don't you make me blush on my podcast. Don't you do it.
Their cheeks are, they're so cute.
Oh, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So you get your MFA, and then how long was your MFA for? And why did you always want to get your MFA? Was it like the goal, or was it just happened and then you kind of went through with it?
When I graduated, I realized I knew nothing.
Okay.
And so, because I didn't have the same kind of program that Wesleyan has now.
Sure.
I knew nothing, and I knew it. So I knew that I needed more education, and I just wanted to take some classes. And then I ended up getting my MFA, and then I moved to New York and lived there for about a year and a half. I wasn't there long enough, but I'm the shyest person in the world, and so it was really tough.
You said that a couple.
This is pre-internet, by the way.
For sure, a completely different process to get through with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I go back next year to New York, I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you even listen to country anymore.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? What do you mean, do you? That's all I listen to. That's
okay,
it.
Good.
That's all I listen to. Are you still listening? Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs are my 2 favorite of all time. Are you listening to them? Are you listening to them, Joan?
Okay, so I'm not as cool as you.
You're way cooler than I am. I'm the one that's not cool here in this situation.
Hey, baby, I just ordered a CD, and it's Morgan Wallen. Because
why did you order a CD?
because that's how I listen to music. I don't Spotify. And I can put it in my car when I drive. I can blast Seven Summers.
Oh, let's go, Joan.
Baby.
Seven Summers.
Hometown.
Wasted on You. Silverado. Yeah, I was just bumping him before I got on here.
Yeah.
No, Silverado's about a truck, and I don't care. It's like the most typical country song ever, but it's emotional. It's about a truck and made me cry.
Sunburnt Silverado.
Yes. So this is some backstory. So Joan and I, one of the things I used to do with Joan in college, and yes, this podcast will go all over the place. So I make connections by just talking to people, and I get close with my professors. I did it in high school. I just want to talk and have the next level of relationships, because I think I don't learn from people that I don't really know. I have to make that connection. I'm weird. But I would make Joan country song CDs. And for like any occasion, whatever it was, like Valentine's Day, I would be making her a country CD and I would give it to her. I'm like, this is the new CD. So then every however many months, I'd make her a new CD and then I would give it to her. And I would do that all the time. So Joan, I mean, have you always liked country music?
I liked country music when I moved to Denver. I've always liked it, but when I lived in Denver, I listened to it all the time.
Yeah. But I think I got you a little more hooked on it because I just was like, listen to it and put it in your face. And I was like, take it.
I think the moment that cemented our relationship was in Voice One when I came in and I was just aghast about these songs I had heard on the radio because they were just so dumb.
Yeah.
About the corn, rain makes corn makes whiskey.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
And then Girl, You Make My Speakers Go Boom Boom.
That's the first song I sent.
That's the first one you sent to me because you're like, I know that song. That's a great song, Joan. What are you talking about? Why are you making fun of it? So every time that comes on the radio now, I'm just like, Dustin.
Here's the thing. Here's the worst thing about that. Young Dustin did not know that Luke Bryan sucks. Okay. So I've had things about Luke Bryan now in my older age. I'm like, all right, not a good country artist. And now I'm like, I know good country artists. But yes, you eat the Drunk on You, Girl, You Make My Speakers Go Boom Boom. And you would just say that to me in class. And I would be like, I know what that is because I had showed her to her. Our relationship is a wild one.
That was the moment, man.
That was the moment when that was Voice One. So I was a sophomore. Yeah. That's when it
class when we talked about politics. Do you remember that?
I remember having one thing about it. I don't remember. I realized today, like even I was trying to recall stories from our time together. Mm-hmm. And I apparently just have a horrible memory now. And I'm like, there's like, I have stories, but then I was like, there has to be way more than this, Dustin. Like, what was it? Some of the voice ones I don't remember. I remember now, like you bringing that up. I remember us having this in-depth conversation about politics for me, you, Jack, Scott, Nicole.
It was a great conversation.
Brittany. Yeah. I don't remember. I remember like being passionate about whatever we were talking about. I remember Jack going like, that's passion, Dustin. And I didn't even I wasn't even thinking about that. But I remember, do you remember what that was about?
I just remember that we were having a conversation. I don't remember what was happening in the world at the time, but you were, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how I remember it, is you were saying that this is the first time we can have a conversation with there are differing views, which is different than what your family in Grand Island was, where it's like, this is
very, very different than what I end up learning through at Wesleyan and kind of how I am now. Yeah.
But kind of saying everybody has something to say and a point of view, and it's okay. It's okay. And quite frankly, you can't do that now. It is really hard. Everybody is so divided.
Yes. I think I've always kind of went off that mindset, Joan. I think I've always, I don't understand. I think I've always been open-minded, even with where I'm from and the family I've come from. But I feel like people just always shut things down. This is wrong. And I'm like, well, why is it wrong? How do you know it's wrong? It's not wrong for me. Why are you telling me that it's wrong and that's not incorrect when it's not a factual thing to telling me that 2 + 2 = 5. If I say 2 + 2 = 5 and you tell me, no, that's wrong, it's 4. That's a factual thing to be like, yeah, that's wrong. Telling me my opinion on this is wrong is not a factual thing. So don't talk to me like it's a factual statement.
Right. So why can't we talk about things and find out what we have in common rather than focusing on what we have that's different?
No, people don't do that at all anymore. It's very, very different. And I think I only now seem to talk to friends that seem to have some sort of open mind. I think there's obviously situations, I obviously don't get political on here, but there's obviously situations that this is wrong. Like killing another person is a wrong thing to do.
Right. Yeah.
But it's there's others.
Like, I have a list.
Yeah. You have a list like written down, like in your head, or what do you mean?
I didn't write it down. I'm not dumb.
What do you mean? I didn't call.
It's just really cray-cray right now.
Oh, it is. It's ridiculous. I hate it. I can't talk to anybody.
I know. I used to take a class a semester and say, today we're going to talk about the state of the world. It
would just be chaos. You couldn't do that at college right now.
No, I found out in the last couple of years that is just not a thing that I can do right now because everybody would just get so angry and I'm just like, oh, okay. We won't have a civil discourse. We'll just, because I don't want to get fired.
What it all comes down to here is I don't want to get fired.
Health insurance.
The theater mindset is a different mindset from what any other job is, in my opinion. Like the way you have to think to succeed in the field that you want to succeed in, you have to think differently than what my accountant major friend at Nebraska Wesleyan is thinking. Now he's probably gonna have a bigger house than I am unless I become Zac Efron or some shit. But
I know, but really?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Everyone's to their own thing. Let's get to your journey again real quick. So you moved to New York, and how was New York for you? What was the experience like? Did your MFA help you?
Cold.
Did your college cold as shit?
Cold as shit.
I feel like it's not cold. I feel like everyone here thinks it's colder than it is.
I moved in January, so that was like, that's what I based it on, is when I first walked there, it was cold. No, I loved it. I loved it. At this point in my life, and actually from the moment I moved there, New York is home. New York is where I feel the most at home. Columbus is where my parents live. It's not my home. But New York is my home. And whenever I go back, I go there as someone who lives there and not as a tourist, This is where you feel like that's where you're meant to be. I do. I really do. So what then brings you, so you were here for a year and a half, and then what brings you back to Nebraska? How old was I? Hell, I was 26, 27. And again, shyest person on the planet. Still don't understand that, but okay. Pre-internet, and well, and I didn't have anybody who was helping me. They were all telling me, here, we'll send you a plane ticket home. Okay. And I had a little job, but it wasn't a great job. And it was really hard. And I also had a boyfriend in Colorado. So you're dealing with long distance. Yeah. I think so that was a mistake. Yeah, it always is. Everybody, and I've dealt with it too. I'll make it work. No, you fucking won't, Dustin. Liar. No, you won't. No, it's fine. No. I'm different. It's different. No, it's fucking not. No, it's fucking not. It's not. Yeah. So I went to Denver for this boyfriend, broke up with him soon after I got there, and can't hold Joan down, guy. Met a cowboy, and Yeah. So then I ended up back in Nebraska, and life is good. There we go. Life is good. You did, and that's okay. So then how did you get the professor job at Wesleyan? You slid through the back door? You came right in through that shop door, and you're like, knock, knock, knock. I'm taking this job now. Yeah. I came back to Nebraska and that was 24 years ago. Okay. And I have a 24-year-old daughter. Yes, you do. Is she doing okay, by the way? She's doing great. She's good? Sweet. She's good. Yeah. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm Dustin. At one point, oh my God. Do you remember? I just remembered this. Okay, you're going to have to fill in the blanks if you remember this. But he was in high school when she knew you. Yeah. No, but I literally did work at your house. I would mow your lawn. I know. But there was one thing, she had a date or something. And then I was just, what was I supposed to do? That's right.
I just remember this, and I'm not going to get the story right. So I don't. If you remember it, please whatever, so I can edit it and make it sound better. But it was like, Dustin, go and up to that dude and start talking to him, or like pretend, or like ask her on a date, or whatever I'm supposed to do.
I don't know, but I was trying to.
Damn it! I can't remember it.
Terrible game because I'm a terrible mother. Okay.
No, not at all.
So anyway, yeah.
I just basically, the thing is, I was just supposed to fuck around with this guy and make him intimidated or something. And I was like, yeah, all right, cool. And then she was like, please get away. Dustin, please go. You mow my parents' lawn. Please walk away. Yeah. No, what's your intentions over here? I'm like, who the hell are you, guy? Weren't you just picking the weeds over there in the corner? Hey, that's not what we're talking about here. Okay. Why don't you get on out of here? Damn it. See, that's what I'm talking about, Joan. I can't remember anything anymore. But even like earlier, I was talking to my roommate and I recalled this whole story, and I was like, these are the shit I remember. For some reason, I remember this whole story, but like certain other things, nothing.
Here's what I think, and this is going out to all my Wesleyan loves.
Yeah, they don't like me. They don't listen to my podcast, but go ahead.
But you don't remember the shit that happened in voice 1 or in acting 3. You remember the connection with the people. You remember the connection with your professors. You remember the time you came over to my house and I fed you, or the time you sat in my office and cried about something.
That chili,
yeah.
That damn chili, best chili they've ever had.
And if Brittany's listening, it's enchiladas. I know it's enchiladas.
Those enchiladas are good.
So, but that's the shit you remember.
You remember the connections with the people.
Well, yeah, you do, and the dumb shit you did. You don't remember that coursework?
Yeah, I don't remember that coursework at all. I even I think this goes into a question. I'm gonna go all over the place. People are gonna be like, Dustin, where are you calling? We have no outlet. I'm like, no, dude, I just go off what I'm feeling, fucker. What you're saying, like, it's so true. I was talking to someone the other day about like, is a college education important? And I did want to have that question with you. A college education in theater, is that important? Is it worth it? I think it was me and Milo were spending Christmas together, and me, him, and Taryn were talking about it. We were like, Taryn actually does listen to the podcast. Miles hasn't listened to one, so fuck Miles.
I listen to Miles' music, so
yeah, he's an asshole. Best friend's a dick, but yeah, just throw shade the entire time. This is, but anywho,
I love you, Taryn.
Yeah, Taryn rules. What I was trying to get at, we were having a discussion just about, is college theater worth it? What did we learn as an actor? Did it make us here? And my whole point, I think, what I came to was like, did I necessarily become the greatest actor because college? I think I did personally, because I was never that theater dude at all. So me getting molded into that, I learned from that. But people that were like hardcore theater, I think you obviously grow as an actor for sure. And our benefit for like how many shows we did and the people I met through it. But the connections and all the memories I made it worth all the bullshit I had to pay for to go to that school. Those things mattered to me. That's what mattered. So that's my whole point. You're totally right.
No, it's the people, it's the connections. I do think a college degree is important. I think that
it's like, you have to have it now. You have to have a degree. I don't think it matters as much what it's in, but you have to have a degree.
No, you don't have to have it to be an actor, but you do need it to be employed.
True.
In whatever area. I think it's also important for a lot of people right now, especially, is they need that 4 years to grow up. They need that 4 years to make some really dumb choices.
But even in that 4 years, like, I mean, I felt like I didn't grow up until my senior year. Then I was like, oh, I'm starting to get, and then now 22 Dustin to 28 Dustin now. Like, dear God, man, you know what the fuck you were doing, did you, buddy? I knew everything. No, you didn't, idiot. No, you didn't. But yeah, you're true. It's the growing up factor.
The growing up factor. It's enough so that you can say, I'm going to go out in the world now and make some really dumb choices.
Yeah, and I did. I definitely did.
We do. We're humans.
Yeah. You never told me, how did you get into Wesleyan though?
The two professors I had when I was a student retired at the same time, and they had both been there for 35 years. And I got a call from my former professor who was retiring and said, hey, I hear you're in Nebraska. Would you come and teach 3 adjunct classes for us this semester.
Okay.
I said, sure, what else have I got to do?
What
I'll only
else
stay
am I
for a
doing?
semester. And then I'll stay for a year. And then those guys retired and Jack was there and we worked so well together.
Mm-hmm.
We knew what we wanted. We knew what professionalism was. We knew that if we wanted to build something really fantastic. And so I ended up staying, and this is my 21st year. God help me.
Joan is incredible what she does. For people who may not know, Jack is Joan's wife, and Jack. Why'd you just spit your drink out like that? Oh, I said Jack's wife. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Husband, but that's
okay. You know what? I don't even feel sorry about that, dude. Fuck. My thing is called Drinks on Dusty, and I'm not even drunk, and I can't. Damn it!
Are you even drinking?
I love. Yeah, I'm trying, Joan. I'm trying to make sure I don't completely shit the brick on this episode. I can't believe I did that because I said it's so serious too. I was like, and then everybody in the like, what? You fucking idiot. Take two. For any of you who do not know, Jack is Joan's husband, and Jack was also one of my professors at Nebraska Wesleyan. Incredibly talented director, and I've learned a shit ton of things from him. Not to be a complete hack. And some of the things I learned from him, I didn't understand until I graduated college. And then now I'm 28, and now I'm like, yeah, I made a lot of fucking sense. I'm so mad. I'm 21, Dustin, mad. Yeah, you're a dumbass, man. Do you think you have a better connection with the students that you've had after they graduate? Do you think it takes a while? I think you obviously have certain connections when you're in college, and there's certain things that you connect to, like there's a personality trait or whatever it is. But some of the things you've been teaching, I mean, do you think it does take a couple of years for them to finally hit?
God, yes.
What are some of the things like that?
Yes.
To give an idea for?
Listening.
Idea of listening.
In college, it seems to me that everybody is just like, I'm so about myself. I need to get the grade. Does this professor like me? Does this director like me? Do my friends like me? Who cares?
Yeah.
So when you get out in the world, you find out either I do the work or I don't do the work. And if I don't do the work, I don't get hired.
Yep. And it can be that fucking simple too.
Yeah.
It can be.
So I think it's a lot of slaps upside the head to say it just doesn't matter. And it takes graduating and leaving to realize these things.
Yeah, every time. And it's funny to me because then like you talk to some people like a year below, you're like, hey, dude, you're not going to get this until you're gone. No, I get it. No, you fucking don't, dude. You don't get it. You don't get it until you're actually trying to do this, not in the cocoon that is the college theater spectrum.
Oh, and you know, a liberal arts university all over the country, they're all about like, let's keep everybody safe and happy and everything is equal and wonderful and lovely. Well, you know, there's reality that, you know, kicks you in the ass.
Yeah. And I think it's especially true. And yeah, it is. That's okay. Because you don't learn unless you have those kind of failures. My non-give a fuck factor is so high now. I don't care. I don't want to do anything I don't want to do. I don't like people. Someone asked me the other day, are you mad at me? No, I don't care about you. I don't give a shit. I don't care enough to be mad at you. Like, if you make me mad, I'm just not going to talk. Is that weird? Is that a weird thing? That's not on my notes at all. I just kind of felt like that today for the past several weeks. I'm like, I don't care. Do you feel that way? Is that wrong? Am I coming an asshole?
I don't think so. I think you're fine.
God, I just can't. I don't care. Well, some people think when you're not. Shut up.
I only have so many hours in a day.
I have so many hours a day, and I do not spend it. I think we in theater, like you always talk about energy. I'm not putting my energy towards anything that doesn't make me feel good or help me in any sort of way. Not going to do it. I think some people think I'm an asshole now. I've had it just. I don't understand.
And who cares?
Like, dude, yeah. I'm like, whatever. Well, Dustin, someone texted me about notes for my podcast.
What?
Yeah, just random. This girl just randomly. Have you thought about? I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. If I wanted your opinion, I would ask for it. I don't care. I do it because it makes me feel good. I'm not trying. She's like, well, if you want your thing to be famous, yeah, I would love to only literally do this for the rest of my life. That'd be dope. But this is about me. This is fun for me. I love reconnecting with people, and it's fucking awesome.
So, did you start doing this because of the pandemic, or were you doing it before?
No, I did it because I like talked about it before everything started. It was kind of like, as we have those kind of theater ups and downs throughout the year, I kind of like in Chicago, I came in hot, and I was only there for very. I thought you like laughed at me.
No, I didn't actually. The vodka kind of went down the wrong way, and I was like,
I kind of like I don't know why I'm trying to get into this. Maybe I'm trying to make myself seem cooler. But like in New York, I kind of came in hot. I had like show. And I think this last year was kind of my slowest year. It was just like, fuck. I was like frustrated. And didn't have kind of as much creative creative outlet that I wanted to have. But then everything happened, and then it's like, fuck, I'm getting, I spent 2 months just being fucking angry and sad. And like, just like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm in New York. I'm fucking doing nothing. I'm in my apartment by myself, talking to nobody. And then I remember mentioned a couple months ago, I was like, I kind of want to start a podcast where I just talk to people and I drink with them, because my idea is, yeah, I do drink a lot, but I like being open with people and learning things about people. And I think there's a certain thing that people are becoming more open, and I love listening to people and finding new things. And then this dude just goes, I drink with you all the time, Dustin. Not that interesting. I'm like, okay, well, that's fucking rude. But but yeah, I just basically, yeah. Long story short, I guess now, but yeah, I just was in the pandemic. It's like, fuck this, man. I'm gonna start this. And I didn't really start it until I went back to Nebraska for that 2 months and did my first thing. And then I was like, this is fun. This is cool. And then I've been starting to learn about it. And like, I'm like 13, 4. Well, I'm like 20 episodes in that I haven't even edited. But yeah, I've started it mostly because of that. And it's just been like fun, because I think I've started to learn like who I kind of am, and I like being me. And I think that's what gets me in the door for certain acting type of stuff, is just me as who I am and how I'm connecting with people. Now I'm not who's a fucking method great ass actor. I'm just not that guy. Who's that guy? Who we thinking here? Like, I'm thinking of like this, like Daniel Day-Lewis. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Like an actor like that. That's not me. It's not me. That's not what I bring to a role. Right. I bring me to a role that kind of makes it pop. And I like this as just a platform to be me and then entertain people in any way that I can. So yeah, it's been fun for me though. I love it a lot.
That's so cool. That is
so
cool. Yay.
It's just going to become a therapy session.
I know.
Live.
So
you're going to start interviewing me. You're like, Dustin, so what is it you
Oh, that is actually one of my superpowers.
What is it? What's your superpower?
Making people talk about themselves.
Yeah, you just did that to me right now. I hate you. Damn it. You're like, Dustin, you suck.
Full disclosure, so yeah. 2020 has sucked ass.
Yeah.
And horrible. So yeah, I went to see this therapist friend of mine. Mm-hmm. And after I started making her talk throughout the sessions, and then she'd like, stop that.
How do you do that, Joan? How do you make other people like, do you know you're doing that?
It's a superpower. Yeah. Cause I don't want to talk about myself, cause I'm the world's shyest person. And so I get her to talk about herself, and she's like, I don't know that we need to see each other anymore, Joan, because I don't need therapy from you. And I'm like, but you're enjoying it, are you?
You just completely turn it about you. You're getting something out of this, though. You're getting a little bit out of it.
Well, I go in and I'm like, I don't want to talk about all this shit in my life. So I think we're going to talk about you today and your family and what you're going through with your job.
Do you think that's a guard, Joan? Are you trying to guard you're trying to guard all the other things away? I mean,
come on. Who are we really? Who are you?
Nobody. A beer drinking, country music loving dipshit. That's who I am.
I'm so glad you love Morgan Wallen. That makes me
He's fucking awesome. He's fucking incredible. I'm trying to learn how to sing some of his songs, but that motherfucker, he sings in a way. And people are like, when I try to put twang in my voice sometimes, like, doesn't stop. You're that's not you.
It's the grit.
Yeah, the grit.
Like when he says $20 sundress and he puts
get the fuck. Yeah, I hate him.
Oh, that on the dress, that like, I'm just like, that's kind of a melt moment.
Yeah, he gets you. I'm like, dude, I love you, man. I'm in love with you. So let's talk about stories between me and you, our interactions, how we become. We've talked a little bit about it with me making CDs for you and everything. But you've directed me you've taught me in numerous classes. You've directed me in a couple shows.
Weren't you in fucking Enron?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Was that your first show?
Yeah. So actually that's
me saying, Joan, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
So yeah. All right. So I'll even backtrack this a little bit. So when I was I've told a little bit about the story a bit, but so when I came to college, you were going through something personally, and I've never met you. Yeah, you were going through something.
When was that? Give me the year.
My 2011 or 2000.
Yeah. Okay, that would be a liver transplant.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it. I didn't want to like bring it up and make you.
2 liver transplants. There, it's out.
Yeah, she did that, and it's a scary thing. I did not know Joan during that time, and she's a baller, and yeah, she's amazing. But Joan was and she's kicking ass. But she was dealing with that. So when I had came up into Wesleyan, I had auditioned. When I auditioned, I had none of the head professors there other than Jay, I believe. And then Mike, technical director, and then I think the costume person. And I was like really down on myself. I had got turned down from UNL, which I was supposed to have a full ride to, that got taken away from me. It was a whole weird thing. Yeah, it had nothing to do with theater, but that's a boring. It's a dumb program I was in when I was in high school. But so I got taken away, and then I remember my high school director going, look at me, if you're gonna actually do this theater stuff, you need to go to Wesleyan, because I was still learning things. I had like gotten leads, and I just didn't understand about theater. I really didn't take it serious ever. And then when I got to college, when I went to Wesleyan, he's like, you need to go to Wesleyan to do this. I go, okay. So I remember going to Wesleyan, doing my audition, and then I remember Jenna Mark was just trying. Jenna definitely doesn't listen to this, but Jen, like, just smoozing, whatever. But nobody was there. And then when I found out later, it was like none of these head people were there for my audition. So I got this scholarship. It felt like I don't know if they lied to me and told me it was the highest scholarship you could get theatrically, whatever. Someone told me that I did. And I found out, I think I was pretty high, but it wasn't as high as certain musical theater people got, whatever it is. But I found that out.
There.
You weren't there. And I sang Luck Be a Lady, which was bad. So bad. Not a singer. After I do the audition, I end up going to Wesleyan. My sister goes to Wesleyan. She's a senior, so I end up going there as a freshman. And you were not there, but you were supposed to be you were supposed to be my acting teacher, but I got stuck with Eric Little, who's a good friend of mine and a mentor of mine. But I heard all these things about Joan and Jack and everything. And then there was apparently what I learned was there's a scholarship class and a non-scholarship class. And I knew that I was on scholarship meaning I had a small little scholarship to Wesleyan, but I was in this other one with Eric Little, and everyone else was in the class with you and Jack, and then Jack and everything. But I don't know what the point I'm trying to fucking make here is. I think I definitely just went on a tangent and lost my train of thought. But so when I auditioned, I felt very outskirted from the program. I felt like no one knew who I was. No one cared who I was. I remember going through the welcoming party thing, sitting away from everybody, and I was cast in Enron. And I missed the first 3 rehearsals. I didn't go. I knew I was scheduled for 2 of them, but I wanted to go to a fraternity party instead and meeting all these people. And I remember getting an email from Jay like, hey, you need to show up here. You're going to get kicked out of the program. I was like, oh, acting's serious. That's fun. I should take it serious. That's cool. But then I started, and I just felt so outskirted. And I felt like you and Jack did not talk to me or like know who I was. I felt very minusculed and stuff. And I was I just felt unwelcome. It was so weird. It was just like, whatever.
I feel like I did know you because didn't I talk to you?
At one point you had told me that you were afraid
and say, dude, what's going on?
Yeah, I probably did. I mean, but I remember we had a conversation, like I had said like, this just isn't my vibe or whatever. I don't know what it was. I don't remember what I said, but you told me, you're like, I need to get him out of this because he's going to quit the program. And we needed a more manly type of guy in the program. We didn't have a masculine type figure. I don't care. We didn't have a Dustin, football, beer drinking, dipshit, whatever. We didn't have a Dustin.
Country music,
listen to we'll talk to anybody at any point, whatever.
There are roles I can't play, but I know I will work hard. And I know that that's one thing that the directors who work with me say, she works hard and she gives it her all. I leave it all on the stage. And it's not about me. It's about the play.
It's about the totality of the performance. It is not about you.
Right. Selfish actors, I have no time for.
No time for, right? How do you think obviously since teaching, have you been able to get someone out of that kind of mindset? You see someone there, they come in as a freshman, like very selfish. Is there a process? How do you get them out of a selfish actor mindset as a teacher?
I don't know. It's in the teaching. It's in the exercises. It's in the work. It's in the work.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I don't like lazy people.
No,
I can say that. I don't like lazy people. People who don't do their work. I have no time for them. And I'm not talking about, did you turn in a paper? I don't. As I said, I'm an actor. I'm not an academic. I am a professor, but I'm an actor.
What's the work? Describe what's the actor work? You can say it more eloquent than me. That's me asking you to say it, so I don't. The actor work to me is you're going to look at it. I think every actor kind of approaches any sort of role or whatever it is, but differently. But doing the research, understanding what it is that you're saying and what you're trying to get out of any of the situations.
Yeah. First of all, do the basics. Show up prepared. Know your lines so that you don't have to think about them, because I can't do anything with you as a director or as a fellow actor until you know your lines.
Yeah. You can't act holding a script ever.
You can't. It's just not possible.
No.
And then do you have an imagination that's free enough that you can just drop in? Because you're not worried about how you look or if it's right or if I like it. Just do it. If you do it, I'm probably going to be on your side, and I have more to guide then. Even
if it's wrong, right? If you're going in and you try something,
then I can say, wow, that didn't work. Let's try this. Or I see this in you, but let's reshape it. Let's redirect it.
I think that's one of those frustrating things that I'll see as like when I'm acting with somebody in a show. The one thing I will say that I am good at, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I'm going to try something. Mm-hmm. It could be the worst thing in the world, but I have to try it or I won't find out. Yeah. I'll look like a dumbass. I don't care. Dustin, what'd you just do there? I'm like, dude, honestly, don't even know. I just did it in that moment. All right, don't do that again. Cool. And then sometimes it's like, what the fuck was that, Dustin? Again, don't know. I just did it in that moment because I'm in the moment. That was great. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what was great because I'm gonna have to write that down and make sure I do it again then, because I'm focused on what we're trying to do. I'm gonna throw whatever out to you to find something that sticks and works.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I mean, but it's about being in the moment. And I think that in academic theater, it's just hard because everybody's saying, I need the grade. I need to do it right.
Acting's not about getting graded. Do you like making a personal connection as a professor? I know there's always a line you have to make sure you're staying with, and would never say that you have ever crossed a line, but I think every professor, like, you make connections kind of personally, maybe after college or everything. Are you pretty, I just feel like you're very good at becoming everyone's favorite person in the world.
I'm not everybody's favorite person.
Well, most people suck. So
not even close. But no, that's one of the things that I've always been really happy about, is that I do make connections with my students. I know in the past I've known their parents. I've recruited them. I've, know their families. I know you have a little brother that plays football, and that you would come
260 pounds and
a baby brother. Yeah.
He's 260 pounds and he's 13.
Oh, is he still playing football?
Yep. Apparently going to be professional football player, and I'm over here just doing monologues. But yeah, it's wild.
Let's talk about monologues. I hate monologues. I think that they are a thing of the past. I hate teaching monologues, because why in the hell do we talk to imaginary people?
Why do you teach monologues? I mean, I think that's one of the things when I came out of college, people don't ask for
the monologue.
No, especially if you're going to film world and everything. But a lot of it now, I think now, especially now, no one gives a shit about the monologue you're talking about with the dead cat that you had to bury when you were 13. How sad that made you. It's not what their play's about, dude.
No, it's about, can you connect with another human being?
Yeah.
And so, and I love connecting with human beings. I love connecting with my students. I care about them as human beings.
Yeah.
I like to cook for them. I like to hang out and talk with them and find out what they think. I fail at using hip jargon, but I try. So
Who cares about hip jargon?
no, but
You're hip.
what was really funny is when I use the wrong stuff, and then like what was when I used the other two. It wasn't hook up, but it was like that. I said, maybe you can hook up and work on this. And they were like, Joan, don't say that again.
Okay, well, I'm out of the lingo. Then I would have been like, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that's not the thing. But every once in a while, I'll say something, and they're like, you don't know what you're saying, and I'm like, oh, sorry.
All right, one story. All right, so you are late to everything.
Not anymore, man.
Is it not anymore? Because when I was in college, you're late to everything.
No, now I am not. So suck it.
Okay. Well, I can't know anything about that now, but in my time, I remember we would get just rehearsals, classes, everyone would be there. So I went off. Huh?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm not talking about anymore. Okay. Joan is never late to anything ever.
Ponytail holder.
But back in the day, Joan would come on late to acting classes, all the classes she taught, rehearsals sometimes. You were way better at rehearsals. But here's not as an actor. I'm not talking about you as an actor. I've never worked with you as an actor. You're probably the best actor in the world. That's what you want to do. That's what you love to do. You're never going to be late for it. I'm never late for a rehearsal. Am I late to work with my 3-year-old preschoolers? Yep, don't care. I mean, I do. I love my kids. But so one thing I remember, when I was a senior, you would kind of sometimes be like, hey, come teach my acting 2 class or come help out. And I would love to do it because I was like, oh yeah, I'm that good of an actor. I took that shit way into my head. I'm like, yeah, she wants me to teach the new kids how to do it. Yeah. But I remember sitting in my room once, and then I get this text from one of the underclassmen. Hey, are you coming to teach us today or what? I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like probably hungover from the next night or something. Yeah, Joan said you were going to teach us this class, and she's not here and you're not here. I'm like, Joan never told me that. I don't know where you were, but I would get texts like that. It's like 10 minutes out because I knew when the class started, but you didn't, like, you would ask me that the day before or whatever to come in and teach it. And then you would just, but I didn't hear from you. You did the same thing with Scott, though. It was like me and Scott were like either or. I think we TA like every other day or whatever it was.
Yeah. God.
But then I would get texts like that. And then I'd be like, and I would like race to the studio to like try to help these young kids be like, all right, guys, what are you guys working on? Monologues? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
I am so much better now. I'm sorry.
It's just funny. It made me feel cool. So I was like, oh, I'll save the day. I'll skip my class. Where's Dustin at? Oh, yeah. Did you know that I used to take in college, I would take dusty days, which were strictly just, I didn't want to go do anything. I would just sit in my room and play video games. And I would go to whatever the rehearsal was at night. And like, I remember, especially senior year, I remember Adam be like, yeah, Dustin's just taking one of those days today. Okay, well, does he have rehearsal time? Like, yeah, he'll be there. And that's because I'm a hack. I got a question. So how long was it till when you started teaching, and then it was Glass Menagerie, right? Was your first acting performance in a while, right? Or
I did proof before that.
Okay. So what's the biggest gap when you were at Wesleyan teaching to acting? I'm going off of
10 to 12 years because Anne-Marie was little.
Okay.
And even when I would direct, my rehearsals were from 3 to 5 in the afternoon.
Okay. So as you say, you're an actor. What was it like to finally get to do that again and being on stage and acting? How did that make you feel? Did you feel like you missed a step? Was it something? How did it make? What was it like? Yeah.
It was Glass Menagerie was really, really hard. And God bless Isaac for Isaac Anderson.
Yeah, we just zoomed the other day.
Yeah, well, God bless him for wanting me to play Amanda. That was post liver transplant, and
yeah, that was your first acting role post the liver transplant.
Yeah,
transplant.
The liver thing physiologically affected my brain, and I had to relearn a lot of things, and one of them was memorizing. So it was very hard to memorize, and I've gotten better as I've worked on that skill. but the liver thing, I mean, I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to jump. I couldn't jump.
I remember you telling me that, and me being a moronic person, like, what do you mean you can't jump? Me not understanding anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
But memorization was really, really hard, and so I was so thankful for that experience because I had to learn how to memorize again. August Osage County was the best role I've ever done.
Really? That's the best acting role ever?
Yeah. Just because Violet is an amazing character. And
it is. You were incredible on that show. I remember seeing
that was were you home for Kate's wedding? Is that why you saw it?
No, because I had that stupid job at Wesleyan. It was the worst thing I ever did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that was really awesome. And I'm just.
Were you home for Kate's wedding? That's so funny to me.
Kate, shout out Kate.
Shout out Kate.
Demerit.
So yeah, you did Violet in August Osage County. I remember being very jealous about that because that was I've never been one of the people, and I do want to ask you about how actors think about roles before they audition to them. But I've never been that guy. I don't really read a role before I do it. There's very few roles I actually know about unless I've been a part of them and then I learn about it. But that was one. I was like, God, I fucking want to do that show. And you were great in that. But continue about Violet being your favorite role. Is that your favorite role ever, or is it just
the favorite show I've ever played? Because I am drawn to damaged people. I am drawn to people who are fighting ghosts, whether it's the ghost of addiction, the ghost of relationships. So those are my people.
Those are my people.
Yeah, no, Violet's my favorite. I would give anything if I could play her 10 years from now, because I'm still old enough to be Barb, which is her oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little older than Barb right now, but I'm not old enough to be Violet. But in a college world, I was fine. So I'd love to play that again.
Yeah.
But one of the things that maybe Fair Assembly is working on is to do Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf this summer, where I can play Martha.
Let's go, Joan.
Again,
that's awesome.
She's like, this wonderfully damaged person, and I love her.
You're drawn to it.
I am.
When you would audition for things, do you think in the college realm, professionally, whatever it was, do you do a bunch of prep before you audition in the sense of, I really want this role, I know this role or whatever? And I'll try to make more sense of this by how I go to things. When I was in college, I didn't know anything about the role before I auditioned for it. The only one I did was the rapping one. And then when I finally understood what plays were, I tried to always keep myself out of it so I didn't have any sort of pre-existing ideas about it. Like some people would be like, I need to play Javert because I am Javert. I'm like, okay, well, you're 19, so let's calm down there. No, fuck that guy. He sucks. He doesn't get any shout outs on my podcast ever.
I love Miles.
He's literally my best friend, Joan, but he doesn't listen to my podcast, so I don't say anything positive about here. He's a piece of shit, and I will say it. Don't care. Okay. I wasn't even thinking about him when I said that, and I realized I was like, oh yeah, he definitely did that.
We had such a good time. We did such great shows when you guys were in school.
Yeah, we did. We did great shows. My point, what I'm saying is like, I just remember so many college theater, and I'm going to college theater because you teach college actors that are coming into it. And I probably don't have too many listeners that are in that realm at the moment, but I just remember seeing so many people. And I do think it's even in the professional setting, they get so hell bent on, I need this role because I've seen it and I live it. I don't ever look at that way. I think I sometimes, like, obviously you need to understand what you need to bring to it or whatever, but I never overthought a role that was coming out. If I didn't get it, like, all right, cool, whatever. I just didn't do that much I didn't have that much angst about having a certain role. Did you have angst like that when you were going to auditions or stuff? Like, when you would go to audition if you're going to audition for Violet for August Osage County, did you really, I need this or whatever? I don't know if that makes sense.
Didn't really count because she was at the school and I was just old. But for other things that I've auditioned for, like right now, I'm working on a show in Des Moines. I'm doing a Zoom show with a company in Des Moines and Theater Midwest. Shout out! And
they're great.
It's called When the Messenger is Hot. And they also did Nickel and Dimed in this season. I auditioned for both, and I prepared the monologue for Nickel and Dimed.
Wow.
But, I just like went, here's my story. Put me where you want me to put me where you want me to put me. I didn't count on it. And then I got cast as Mom in Nickel and Dimed, and I'm so fucking thankful. She's amazing. It's this woman who calls her daughter and says, "Hey, she's an ex-opera singer, and says, "Hey, I'm in a bus depot in Minot, North Dakota, and I'm back because she died 3 years ago." And so the pipeline sent her back. She's a great character. She says all the bad words.
Every one of them.
Every single one of them. Every bad word you don't want to say in front of your mother or your girlfriend, I get to say, and I have no problem with that.
You like that freedom?
I do. Like, let me play the damaged characters who just don't give a shit, because I'm not like that in my life. I'm so parochial in my life.
I hate when you use big words, and I'm like, oh, fuck, goddamn, Dustin, do you know this word? Come on.
You can do it, man.
Make up whatever things. Do you remember one time when we were in acting 4 and we were learning about different playwrights, and we were learning about Mamet?
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole thing is Mamet uses very vulgar words, fuck, shit, like do it. Yeah. And I remember me and Kirk we went on this rant. We was supposed to be like, you're just improvising just shit. And we went
all the bad words.
Every bad word, and we're just going. And then you're like, all right, cut it off. And then like the last sentence I said, like, and then I fucked your mom or some shit like that. Like, what the fuck, Dustin? I'm like, hey, I was in it. I was going. That is the best class I think I've ever taken at Wesleyan.
I love teaching acting 4. I love
a lot more freeing. Do you have a favorite? What is that? Probably what constitute like your favorite class to teach as a professor in college?
Oh, wow, gosh. I do have favorites. The acting 1 class I think is really awesome, because I usually get I think it's really great to open up people and help them. I love acting 3 because it's all Chekhov and Williams, and it's realism and it's beautiful. Acting 4 is really fun because we get into the stuff where you have to not give a shit. You have to listen. And Pinter is theater of cruelty, and it's all about the control, and it's about winning, and it's about playing to win. And with Sam Shepard and David Mamet, using those playwrights, and Sarah Rule, who's also one of my favorite playwrights. My favorite class to teach is dialects. I love dialects.
That was one I never took. I'm not good at the dialects. I know you are good at them. How do you if you could give like some advice, how do you become good at a dialect as an actor?
I think that you need to know both the right-brained way of learning a dialect and the left-brained, because a lot of people will pick them up by ear, which is really great. And a lot of dialects I can learn by ear, but some of them I have to be able to left-brain, because if you wanted me to do Australian or German right now, I would really have to focus on, because I can't hear it.
Okay.
And so I think that it's important to know how to study a dialect and to deliver a dialect, but you need to be able to have both sides, because I can hear it on a lot of them. But
I just definitely kind of zoned out. I'm like in your class. That's what I felt like right now. I was like, yeah. All right, dialects. All right, Dustin, you ready to try? Like, oh no, you're on your podcast, Dustin. But so I just thought
Dairy Girls, and Dairy Girls are great. Have you watched Dairy Girls?
No, what is that?
Oh God, it's on Netflix. It's great. So in the 80s.
I feel like that's like, it's on Netflix. Just check it out. We know you have Netflix. That's great though. Dialects is your favorite. You like to. Yeah. That's interesting. I guess I've never thought of it through a left brain, right brain type of thing. I never took that class, but
I love voice work. Like I haven't taught voice 1 for a while. They've been bringing in adjuncts to teach it, because I've had to teach other things.
She gets the most important classes because she's a big deal.
It's important. I think
it is important though. It's a talent that I wish I had. I feel like a lot of people can just naturally have that, but you obviously can work on it to get there.
Voice is movement. Voice is part of our bodies.
Yes.
And we can free our bodies, we can free our voice, and it just makes us more accessible as actors.
You're so fucking smart.
You look so cute. That cowboy hat.
Oh,
I love cowboys.
I know, right? I think that's exactly why I wore this. I was like, I'm gonna wear this cowboy hat. I'm gonna ask a personal question.
Yeah.
What would have been one of my strengths and weaknesses as a student actor when I was in college? If you know.
From what I can remember, strengths would be you're always very driven. When you knew when you wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
When you didn't know you wanted it, then it was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever.
That is very fucking true.
But when you knew you wanted it and you wanted to learn it, or you wanted that role, you went after it 100%.
It took me a while. It took me a while to learn or to get to.
But that 4 years is about growing up.
Right. Yeah. Like
you know, by the time we got to In the Heights, which we probably shouldn't have done, but we did it and it was great and you were amazing. You know, it was so much fun and you gave everything to that production. And it was beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely, I've talked about it a few times on here, and I'm going to preface this like, if everyone's going to mention about, I'm talking about strictly the role or whatever, but I did have something here. So that was the first thing I just fell in love with. I wasn't ever a musical person. I fell in love with, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Oh, you can rap? I don't have to be this incredible opera singer. That's awesome. That's a little bit more who I am or whatever. I did have a question though about that. So one of the things you've done for me is you gave me this huge amount of confidence, which I incredibly appreciated. And I do remember, I'm not going to give my sources, Maggie Smith. So what I remember is, and this is why you're so close to me and why I love you so much. One of the reasons you can just ignore it or whatever. But I remember I was told that during that audition process, it was the first musical I like straight out and actually auditioned for my senior year. It was after my grandma had died. And I was like, I need to do the things that I care about. I want to do this. And I was told that when people were like, who do you want to play that role? And he's like, Dustin. And everyone was like, no, not Dustin. Dustin can't do that. And then you were like, no, he's it. This is the guy. And that, like, when I heard that, gave me the most confidence to boost me into like becoming a professional actor, becoming anything in life, to be like, I can, because someone believes in me. Is that true?
Yes. 100%.
Badass, dude.
No, you were the right person for that role. And I didn't know that before the auditions. I knew that when you auditioned, I'm like, no, you have the heart and the soul of this character. And this is the person I want to tell this story.
You're dope, man. That's gonna make me fucking cry. I'm assuming a lot of people have reached out to me how much you've touched them. Because I mean, a lot of the messages everyone wants me to tell. First of all, everyone that's told me to tell Joan hi, fuck you, because you didn't say anything helpful to me. Okay, when I asked for questions,
hi.
Fucking everyone says hi. Everyone loves you. Everyone loves you.
Love them all my babies.
I know, all your babies. How do you keep in touch with a lot of the students that you've taught?
I do and I don't. I mean,
you kind of waited out for them to reach out to you?
Right. I mean, there are people that I stay in touch with more often. I mean, you mentioned Jenna Mark earlier. I mean, we stay in touch a few times a year, just because we were super close. You know, and then Christmas cards and shit. People get married and well, you know, I get Christmas cards like from Ashlyn Egbert, but I don't know if you knew her.
No,
but you know, I get, but I'm not on Facebook, so I don't follow people. And you know, but there have been so many people who have touched my life and made me feel like a worthy human being. And I hope I've given them just half of that.
Well, I think you've given a lot of people that. I mean, you've given me that. You having someone in my corner when I felt like a lot of people didn't ever think me in whatever way, and when someone to be like, no, he's got it. I'm not this talented. I'm not this. You gave me that. And I want to thank you for that, because it meant the world to me. And that's all sentimental bullshit I'm going to do right now. Okay. All right, real quick. Servant of Two Masters. This is a show we did. Did you, for anyone that was in that show, this is for you. Did you hate that show? Because I remember I felt like you didn't give a fuck about that show when you directed it.
No.
Go ahead.
Shut up. You shut up.
Shut up, Dustin.
I hated the lead up to that show, and part of it was me, and part of it was you guys as a class.
True.
Okay.
Complete hacks.
We were both hacks in this.
Yes.
Thing. But when we came back, we were going to show the world.
We're like,
show
fuck
the
you.
Department.
The show that saved the department.
Out of all of the shows that I've directed, and there have been several, many, that is the picture I have up in my office to this day.
To this day?
To this day, with Show Rock to the frame. Everybody had to kiss Show Rock before we started. And Ethan Ness, God bless him, I will never forget when he said, Joan, remember in class when you told us that if somebody calls somebody out in Commedia, they have to come out? Can I do that? I'm like, yeah, sure. And you were all on standby that night. It was closing night. And Miles' opening riff on whatever the fuck he was going to talk about, that was the best fucking show.
I have never laughed my ass off in like...
But the thing about it was, as actors, and you have to remember, I'm an actor, not a director.
Yeah.
You guys owned it. You owned every single minute of it, except Alexander McAlpine, who is a hack.
He doesn't listen to this podcast. The only one that listens to this podcast is Adam Rice. He's the only one that's going to hear this, probably. I don't think any of those people listen to it. Yep. But I remember coming back to I think that was one of the first. It also gave me the fuck, I don't give a fuck factor in the sense of like, I'm just going to do something. Because we were like, all right, we're just fucking, this is going to suck, but we're going to do whatever. And then it became like so much fun. And we were improvising, and it was off of the Commedia dell'arte form and learning all these different types of styles.
It was one of those beautiful moments where it's like all of the shit we slogged through in class and that I tried to academically give you, which is not my thing.
Yes.
All of a sudden it was like, it's alive and it's real. And you guys are so in it. I mean, Nicole and Brooke and Shelby. Oh my God. It was so awesome. Or Miranda.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, it's those are great. Another story I have. Do you remember this one time during that rehearsal process? I remember you calling rehearsal because it was during a Packer game. It was an NFC championship game. And I was, we were scheduled for rehearsal, and I was checking my phone, like any break I had, go right to my phone. And at one point I remember you going, just so people can just know, I think I've told the story numerous times, so I just want the truth to be out. And I was looking, and you just go, all right, go home, Dustin. And you just called rehearsal. I'm like, what? Like, go watch your Packers play. And I was like, it happened, right?
It happened.
It happened. Fucking people.
Because you're a real person and I'm a real person. And right now, like Aaron Rodgers, man, go babe. Go babe.
All right. I have one segment I want to get into with you before I get you out of here.
Okay.
But I want to do an open forum. Is there anything you want to talk about you would like to get into for the last couple of minutes while you're on with me? Anything?
Nothing I can say on a podcast.
Got it. Cool. That's cool. Then let me do this rapid shot thing with you real quick so I can get it on.
You missed it.
What'd you do? It
was a flirt if you missed it.
I got a lot of things here. I'm trying to be entertaining. I'm trying to make sure I'm not wasting your time. I'm trying to not be a hack.
Flirt and you're just giving me nothing.
I know I suck. I don't know how to flirt anymore. Rapid shots, okay?
Oh shit.
It's time for Rapid Shots.
I got 10 questions for you. Give them to me give me the answer as fast as you can. If you go on a tangent, by all means, go ahead, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, you ready? Favorite show you've ever been a part of, acting or directing or producing or anything?
Acting, August Osage County.
What about directing?
Bridges of Madison County.
Okay. What is the definition of a hack?
Someone who's got an ego trip attitude and who doesn't do their work and thinks that they're more important than the whole.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about teaching?
Students.
Describe our relationship in one word.
Love.
Let's go. You're right. You're on a desert island and you only have 3 things. What are those things you have?
I can't say them.
You can't say them? What do you mean you can't say them?
Oh wow, I don't know. Hell, Complete Works, the Bible, and enchiladas.
All All right. If you could sum up acting into one word, what would it be?
Truth.
Oh, you're so much smarter than I am. All right. You have to get rid of one of these playwrights and all of their work. Which playwright do you get rid of? Shakespeare, Tennessee Williams, Sarah Rule. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's provocative shit right there, Joan. That's provocative shit.
And I have to like erase them from the world?
Yep. Erase them from the world. Their work doesn't exist anymore.
Sarah Rule.
Oh.
I have to do like betrayed women.
Okay.
But she's still alive, so if we erase her right now, she can still write more shit.
All right. Okay. They're not find loopholes everywhere. All right. Is there a dream show that you've ever wanted to be in that you weren't? And what is that show? And role?
Streetcar Named Desire.
That seems like a show you should have just already done. That seems.
I'm too old.
That's one of my dream roles too, to be in that show.
You want to be Blanche?
Yeah, I want to be Blanche. Blanche. Why are you always late for things?
Fuck you. I'm not
anymore. Not. Fuck you. You're not. All right. Last one. Who is your favorite student ever?
Dustin.
Let's fucking go. Fuck you, Alexander McAlpine. All right, let's rapid shots.
But you asked me favorite student.
Son of a bitch. All right, everybody. That's rapid shots. That's the end of the Drinks on Dusty podcast. Joan, thank you for being on here with me. I hope it didn't suck. I appreciate your time, your energy. Is there anything can they follow you on anything? Is there an upcoming production, an upcoming thing that they can look forward to? But Instagram? You don't have an Instagram. Should we make you an Instagram?
No.
Why?
I don't do social media. I think that's shit.
I think it's shit.
Shit. So no, but I'll be in Theater Midwest's production of When the Messenger is Hot. It goes the first weekend in March.
Okay.
The 6th and the 7th, and it'll be recorded. And I play the mom who says every bad word you ever wanted to say. So don't invite your grandma.
Good. And I will share it, so everyone should watch it. All right, Joan, if you had to give one more advice to an upcoming actor, what's the number one advice you would give to them? What should they do?
Be authentic. Tell the truth.
Fuck yes. All right, everybody. That's Drinks on Dusty. Peace.
Peace. Love you.
Show sucks.
No, this show is great. I loved it.